Hello everyone, dear supporters of Barcelona. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on FC Barcelona. Today, we have some big news that will make waves for our club. But before that, we need to address other equally important topics for Barcelona. Let's start with the first one. Firstly, let's talk about Joan Laporta, who seems to be making moves to outpace rival clubs in the race for Alvaro Carreras. This news fills me with pride and hope. It's exactly the kind of spirit we want to see: ambition, a vision for the future, and the determination not to let talents who can propel our team to the top slip away. The left-back position is crucial, and the possibility of integrating a player of Carreras' profile is, in my opinion, a masterstroke. It's clear that the current football landscape demands great cunning in the boardrooms. While other clubs may take advantage of their players' good form to try to lower prices, it's an understandable but sometimes opportunistic tactic. But the real news here is that our president, Joan Laporta, seems to be attentive and ready to stay ahead of the competition. That's exactly what a supporter expects: a management that not only reacts but anticipates and acts intelligently to secure the best talents. It's said that the rival club wants to lower Carreras' price by arguing that a certain Fran has raised his level. Well, while they are entangled in their calculations and excuses to bargain, we should close the deal. Indecision and slowness in the market often come at a high cost. If a player is considered key by our technical staff and sports management, we must go for him with determination and without detours. Let the other club worry about a Club World Cup or the unsustainable situation of a Portuguese club. Meanwhile, we can lay the foundations for our future, an advantage we must exploit. The urgency, in this case, is not out of desperation but vision. It's the urgency to secure a generational talent who can make a mark in our left-back position. We cannot afford to let a player with a desire to wear our jersey and the potential of Alvaro Carreras end up in the rival camp due to a lack of boldness or excessive caution in negotiations. This type of operation defines long-term success. When I hear the name Alvaro Carreras, my cool spirit imagines a tireless fullback with physical power and offensive projection that perfectly fits our style of play. This is the kind of defender who not only excels in his own area but becomes an additional winger, overlapping, crossing with precision, and providing a constant threat on the flank. His youth, barely out of boyhood, is an undeniable asset. He has his whole future ahead of him to grow, assimilate our philosophy, and become an icon at Camp Nou. His vision of the game, his ability to join the attack, and his skill in one-on-one situations make him a very complete profile. He is not just a runner. He is an intelligent footballer with the ability to link up and understand the movements of his teammates. In our system, where fullbacks have such an important offensive role, the arrival of a player with these characteristics would be a leap forward in terms of quality. He could perfectly complement the wingers and midfielders, generating superiorities and opening up opposing defenses. And most importantly, Culers, Alvaro Carreras wants to play for Barcelona. This sentence resonates strongly in my heart. The player's willingness is paramount. In the history of our club, the most successful transfers have been those where the footballer had an irresistible desire to wear our jersey. Knowing that he is enjoying his vacation while waiting for our club and his to reach an agreement is the best possible sign. It demonstrates commitment, ambition, and a deep understanding of what it means to play for the best team in the world. There is no amount of money that can buy a player's desire to be part of our project. It's true that we have talent in defense and that healthy competition is good, but the demands of elite football are relentless. Injuries, a packed schedule, and the accumulated fatigue of a season with multiple competitions mean that squad depth is not just an advantage but an imperative necessity. We cannot depend on just one player per position. The arrival of Alvaro Carreras, far from being a problem of space, would be an invaluable solution. It would create healthy competition and raise the level of every training session and match. The philosophy of having top-level players in every position, so that no one rests on their laurels and the demand is constant, is the key to championship-winning teams. Our technical staff knows this, and that's why, even if others may perform well, the ambition to attract the best must not cease. A fullback like Carreras would give us tactical alternatives, the ability to rotate without lowering the level, and the guarantee of having a luxury substitute if needed. It's not about displacing anyone but strengthening the team as a whole. The ability to have different profiles in the same position who can adapt to different moments of the game or different tactical systems is a quality greatly appreciated by top coaches. Carreras would bring that versatility, That explosiveness on the flank that we sometimes need to break down closed defenses or to provide a new breath in the final stages of a match. The 50 million euros of his release clause may seem high at first glance, but they should be seen for what they are, a strategic investment in a generational talent. In the current market, where prices have skyrocketed, 50 million for a left-back with the projection and quality of Alvaro Carreras is a bargain. It's an investment that will be recovered with interest, not only in sporting terms, with titles and joy for the fans, but also in the player's own market value. We would secure a key position for the next decade. Additionally, the fact that our club is considering paying the clause directly without entering into endless and tedious negotiations is a sign of seriousness and determination. The club's ability to attract the best football talents in the world is one of our greatest strengths. Cullers, my heart tells me that Alvaro Carreras must wear our team's jersey. He is the modern fullback we need, a player with a promising future and, above all, with an unshakable desire to triumph at Camp Nou. Laporta's vision to anticipate and his determination to close this transfer fill me with confidence. This is the way to continue building a legendary team. Now, the question is for you, Cullers. Do you agree that the arrival of Alvaro Carreras is a priority for our team? Do you think we should pay the 50 million for his clause or try to lower the price? Do you feel the same excitement as I do about this possible transfer? I want to read your opinions. Secondly, let's talk about a very important decision in our club. Bayern Munich, due to the injury of one of its key figures, dares to set its sights on our Firmin, and moreover, there is talk of a possible departure for less than 70 million euros. Are we crazy? Haven't we learned from past mistakes? To me, the idea of parting ways with a homegrown talent like Firmin for such a paltry sum is a complete absurdity, a decision that goes against the very essence of what our club stands for and the value of our Masia. It is said that Firmin's release clause is between 50 and 70 million euros and that Bayern could afford it. Well, let them afford it in their dreams. Our young midfielder is much more than a number on a piece of paper. He embodies the energy, vision, and determination that we so desperately seek in the midfield. Every time he steps onto the field, he gives his all, chases every ball as if it were his last, and has that ability to surge from the second line, which has given us so many crucial goals and assists. How can we disregard all of this for an amount that, in the current market, is a mere crumb for a talent of his caliber and potential? Saying his value is 50 or 70 million is a grave underestimation of a footballer who has a bright future ahead of him. Consistency in the elite is earned with time and opportunities, and Firmin has shown that he is ready for the challenge. His adaptation to the first team has been meteoric, his audacity is contagious, and his commitment to the jersey is undeniable. Is our memory so short that we forget how other clubs have paid exorbitant sums for players with less potential or experience? The youth and talent of Masia are priceless, or at least not priced so low. We cannot allow a club, no matter how urgent its need due to a significant injury, to come and snatch one of our most promising assets. Firmin is a strategic asset for the present and, above all, for the future of our team. He is a midfielder with an unmistakable Kuhl DNA, that mix of technique, intensity, and self-sacrifice that makes him unique. Selling him now would be like getting rid of a rough diamond before it reaches its maximum brilliance, something we have bitterly regretted in the past with other talents. Modern football, driven by immediacy and the need for short-term results, often forgets the importance of patience and development. But in our club, history has taught us that patience with homegrown talents is the key to success. Firmin is a clear example. Since his training at Masia, he has shown constant growth, a desire to improve, and an adaptability that sets him apart. The idea that his departure could free up space in the squad or generate quick revenue is a short-term and dangerous mindset. Our midfield, although it has high-level players, always needs new blood, new energy, and emerging talents. Internal competition is the basis of excellence. And Firmin brings precisely that, a healthy rivalry for a place that raises the level of every training session and match. His versatility also allows him to adapt to different roles in midfield, offering varied tactical solutions to the coaching staff. It is mentioned that Bayern also has an eye on a player from the capital club. Well, let them fight for the scraps of others. We must focus on protecting our own talents, giving them the confidence and opportunities they deserve. The narrative that we must make money with academy players below their real value is a mistake we cannot repeat. Firmin's mental strength, commitment, and desire to triumph in our team are assets that cannot be quantified in millions. He is the reflection of our identity, the struggle, and the spirit of overcoming that characterizes us. Allowing Fermin to leave for such a low amount would send a bad message to the football world and, worse, to our own young talents at Masia. What will the youngsters who strive every day in our lower categories think if they see that their references, those who reach the first team, are sold at the first opportunity for ridiculous sums? It would be a hard blow to the morale and philosophy of our club. We must be an example of how to manage and protect young talents. Our Masia is our jewel, our competitive advantage. Other clubs invest hundreds of millions in the market trying to reproduce what we produce at home. Are we going to squander this treasure? Not even worth talking about. Fermin's value is not just his individual performance. It is the value of belonging, identifying with the badge, and connecting with the fans. Homegrown players feel the club in a different way, and this is transmitted on the field. Their determination, the way they celebrate every goal or recovery as if it were a final, is something that cannot be bought. Beyond his natural position as a midfielder, Fermin's ability to play different roles in attack and midfield makes him even more valuable. His skill with both feet, his dribbling ability, and his flair for goal make him a versatile offensive resource, adaptable to different systems and match needs. In a football world where versatility is increasingly in demand, having a player like Fermin, who can contribute to multiple facets of the game, is a luxury. We cannot underestimate his future impact. We are talking about a footballer in full progression, with a very high ceiling. The idea that he could be worth much more than what is speculated today is not a chimera. It is a reality if he is given the necessary continuity and confidence. Selling him now would be getting rid of a fundamental part of our future for a one-time economic need that should not be resolved in this way. The management, with Joan Laporta at its helm, must be firm and protect our assets. The greatness of our club has been forged through long-term vision, not by selling academy jewels below their value. As a born and bred Cule, my opinion is unequivocal. Fermin is not for sale for less than 70 million euros. He is a Masia talent, a footballer with an immense future and an unshakable commitment to our badge. Protecting him is protecting our identity and ensuring the success of tomorrow. We cannot fall into the trap of selling our jewels at low prices under external pressure or a short-term vision. The ambition must be to build a team around these talents, not to impoverish ourselves. Now, Culers, the crucial question for you. Do you agree with me that selling Fermin for less than 70 million would be a historic mistake? Do you think he is a key player for the future of the team? Or do you think it is time to make money and that his current price is sufficient? I want to know your opinion. Thirdly, let's talk about a high-level transfer. Culers, get ready because things are getting interesting. As a Barcelona supporter at heart, I'm rubbing my hands together with the news coming from Paris and Madrid. The rumors about PSG's interest in our Dutch midfielder, combined with the fact that the Merengues are desperate for their midfield and have Vitinha in their sights, put us in a privileged position. This is the perfect opportunity for our club, with the brilliance that characterizes us, to make a splash in the market. Let's go for Vitinha. Let those in the capital continue to dream the impossible, while we, with cunning and vision, build the future. Let Florentino keep his outdated Galacticos. We are going for the talent that truly plays football. It's a pleasure to see how the problems of others can turn into advantages for us. The eternal rivals, with all their gear and a president who seems to run a bank more than a football club, are desperate for a midfielder. And it's not without reason. Their midfield, as talented as they may be, seems like a puzzle missing pieces and with too much marketing. Talents pile up without them knowing where to place them. And meanwhile, we have a golden opportunity. While they continue with their obsession of recruiting with their checkbook, without real cohesion, we operate with our heads. They talk about a young Argentine arriving in August who can also play in midfield but prefers the wing. Perfect. Let them continue to add players to a position where there is no more room, while we identify and go for the talent we truly need and want. Their dilemma of overpopulation in some areas and shortages in others is their problem, not ours. And if their favorite is Vitinha and they see his transfer as impossible due to the price or contract, that's where we come in. The lack of faith from others is the spark of our ambition. Florentino, with his checkbook, sometimes forgets that football is more than money. It's strategy, and it's the player's will, which cannot be bought with all the millions in the world. While they calculate every penny to avoid overpaying, we can be faster and more decisive. The fact that PSG, a club with which we have a relationship of cordial competitiveness, to put it mildly. We know how they negotiate when it comes to us, is interested in our Dutch midfielder, opens a gigantic door. The key here is synergy. If PSG wants one of ours and we want Vitinha, isn't there a golden opportunity here for an exchange or an operation that would benefit all parties, but especially our team? This is the time for high-level sports diplomacy, negotiations that only our president, with his charisma and skill, can orchestrate. Letting this opportunity pass would be a cardinal sin. Laporta's vision of taking advantage of every market flaw is what sets us apart from others who only know how to pull out their wallets. When I think of Vitinha, my cool spirit races. He is not an ordinary midfielder. He is a footballer with DNA that screams Barcelona from all sides. His vision of the game, his ability to control the ball under pressure, his elegance in distribution, and his tactical intelligence are qualities that fit perfectly into our philosophy. He is the kind of midfielder who is always well positioned, rarely loses the ball, and is capable of changing the pace of the game with a through pass or an elegant dribble. His ability to combine in tight spaces, seek gaps, and recover balls after losses are crucial elements in our system of play, which demands precision and mental speed. The €80 million mentioned as his market value and his long contract are challenges, yes, but not insurmountable barriers for a club like ours, which knows how to navigate the market with intelligence and creativity. If others see it as impossible, it's because they lack the vision and cunning of Joan Laporta. In football, and especially in big clubs, negotiations are an art. And if there is an opportunity to take advantage of PSG's interest in one of our players to facilitate the arrival of Vitinha, we must exploit it to the fullest. We cannot allow the old style of checkbook recruiting to win when cunning can be our best weapon. Imagine Vitinha in our midfield, with the ability to read the game, connect defense to attack, and dictate the pace of matches. It would be a luxury reinforcement, an engine that would give us that extra control and creativity that we always seek and so admire in the history of our team. He is not just a player for the present. He is a footballer with a bright future, a pillar on which to build the midfield of the next decade. His youth, combined with his already notable experience in the elite, makes him a safe investment. He is the type of player who, with our system, can explode and become a worldwide reference. While others focus on a Club World Cup or the complacency of their indispensables, we must look further ahead. Squad planning must be constant and anticipate needs, not react when problems are already there. The midfield is the heart of our game, the place where everything is decided. Securing the arrival of a talent like Vitinha, who is young and has years of top-level football ahead of him, is a masterstroke for our present and future. It's not about the haste that others may have, but about the vision that we possess. We want Vitinha not out of urgency, but out of conviction. His profile fits like a glove into our scheme, our way of understanding football. He would give us the ability to break lines with incisive passes, recover possession quickly, and maintain ball control, something intrinsic to our DNA. Cullers, my position is unwavering. Let's go for Vitinha. The possibility that PSG's interest in our Dutch midfielder facilitates the operation for the Portuguese is an opportunity we cannot miss. It is a strategic transfer that would strengthen our midfield, give us more control, more creativity, and secure a bright future. Let others fight for their impossibles. We, with Laporta's cunning, will go for ours. Now, the question is for you, Cullers. Do you agree that PSG's interest in our Dutch midfielder is the key to bringing in Vitinha? Do you think Vitinha is the midfielder our team needs to compete for everything and follow in the footsteps of the great minds of our midfield? What do you think of this market strategy and our president's skill in outmaneuvering those from the capital? I want to know your opinions, Cullers. Thank you.